We will call to order the Board of Election Commissioners meeting for today, January 9, 2018. Good morning, my name is Marisol Hernandez. I'm the chairwoman. Seated to my left is Commissioner Jonathan Swain, and to my right is Commissioner Willie Cressy. Next item on the agenda is a consideration of the agenda. Are there any changes? If not, we'll proceed with the approval of the regular board meeting minutes of December 5th, 2017. Is there a motion to approve?
Well, Madam Chairwoman, one change is that we're not going to take action on item 7A, so that can be removed from the agenda for today.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of December 5th, 2017?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes and the minutes are approved. Next on the agenda is the Executive Director's Report. Mr. Gough.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Just to let the board members know that we were looking for some space, what we call the Chicago Board Annex, 15 West Washington. The abandoned Walgreens space has been rented out. We have another space at 16 West Adams. It is a closed down, it was abandoned Walgreens spot that we went and we visited yesterday. I've been talking to Walgreens about this space, and we were able to get it for this upcoming election. What I'd like to do is use this space for the for this year, because the ballot is so large. I don't think we need it for 2019 because our lower level should be able to handle early vote. We're only talking about 4 offices where for 2018 we're going to have a full ballot. So it'll take you maybe 2 minutes to vote. In 2019, 2018, it'll take you maybe 10 to 15 minutes to vote. So that's why we need the additional space. We're going to use it under the same conditions that we did for 2016. In fact, they said that the contract that our general counsel drew up, they said just change the dates and we'll use the same contract. So I'd just like to get a verbal permission if we can go ahead with negotiations with Walgreens.
And is the lease amount?
It's as exact as it was last time. They leased that space out for $80,000 a month. I told them there's no way, so that we're going to get it for approximately $25,000 a month.
So the entrance is off of Adams?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Revolving door.
Actually, it's right
And
at the corner.
Right.
it's next to the Starbucks.
Oh, there you go. And they've got all the shelving out of there already?
Everything's stripped down. We just need to redo some electrical. So we talked to the city. They're ready to go in. Dean Fatikas is working on building permits and everything. So I think we're ready to go. I just need to.
And you expect about 149?
I don't think I need to do 149 machines because not all 149 machines were used in 2016, so we may do about 120, 125. We're going to give us a little bit more room.
About what date do you plan to have it ready?
I want to have it ready the middle of February.
Okay, well, I think that's a great idea. The space on West Washington Street last time was wonderful, and I'm sure this will be the same. So.
Even though, but I need Jim Allen to work his miracle and push that location, because I know a lot of people keep coming back to 15 West because it was so popular. So.
Well, you have my encouragement.
Thank you so much. A couple of other items just to let the board members know. We're meeting tomorrow at the ACLU office. On my calendar that I'm passing out to the board members, it says pre-trial detainee. That is incorrect. It's to talk about the pamphlet that we're talking about using to show people their rights when they come out of, they've served their debt to society. And that meeting is tomorrow at 3 o'clock over at 150 North North Michigan Avenue. The groups that are gonna be involved is ACLU, Chicago Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights, PUSH, and Chicago Votes are just a couple of the organizations that we're meeting together on this.
Who's the last organization?
Chicago Votes.
Okay, thank you.
And as you know, that the federal government has, in 2016, named elections as critical infrastructure. Because of that, we have a meeting set up with the FBI on the 25th of January to talk about the upcoming elections. So I want the board members to be aware of that. And there I have all dates and other items that we'll be working on that calendar.
Thank you. Anything else?
I have nothing else.
Okay. We'll go next to our Assistant Executive Director, Mr. Holliday.
Good morning, Madam Chairman and fellow commissioners. In the registration department, we started processing the change of addresses through the ERIC system. We received staffing from April Temping Agency to assist the registration department with the day-to-day work in the registration division. We finished our last case on Monday with the rapid examination. Currently, we're working cases from the county. Monday, we started judicial case 34. Today, we should finish the first of the county assessor cases. And that will be CCO 6 Frederick Kagi. On tomorrow, we will start Cook County Clerk rapid examination for case CCO 4, Stephanie Joy Jackson Rowe. And then also on tomorrow, another judicial case for Mary A. Lopez. Our electronic poll book, tomorrow we will resume our weekly meeting. That's it.
Any questions? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Holliday. Next, we'll go to our Communications Director, Mr. Allen.
Good morning, Commissioners. Recently, we've been occupied with all the signage forms, envelopes, and the mail piece design for the upcoming elections. The various contracts that were awarded at the last meetings, and we're now going back and forth with the printers on designs and sign off on proofs, making sure everything's buttoned down. The other major task has been keeping up with the hearing schedules. John Powell and his crew have been very helpful in that regard. They've been pretty much flawless in making sure everything that we keep, everything that we need is kept out on the web for all the participants. We've also had media inquiries relating to the hearings and the record examinations that have increased as we get closer to decisions in some key cases. That's about it.
Okay, great, thank you.
Oh, one last thing, I'm sorry. There's an event, Mr. Holliday is gonna make sure his staff, this coming Saturday, is going to be on the south side, and it's gonna kick off, an effort, to register 17-year-olds ahead of the King, or during the King weekend, King holiday weekend. And in tandem with that, we've also completed the mailing of the brochures to all of the educators who were identified by MICVA Challenge as being engaged in civic engagement. Thank you, Commissioner Swain, for tipping us off to the event this Saturday.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Madam Chairwoman, we do have a report from Equip for Equality, if I'd like to bring them up now.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Hello. Hi. My name is Tracy Hartley. I was recently appointed manager of Voting Access Chicago, a project to ensure that the city of Chicago's polling places are accessible to people with disabilities. And we wanted to give you an update on what we've been doing. Currently, we're working to expand our volunteer base for the project by recruiting individuals from local colleges and universities to conduct the accessibility surveys in March at the primary election. We're also conducting outreach to our pro bono attorney network and law schools to recruit them to participate in the March surveys. And we're updating our training program, materials for the surveyors, and a frequently asked question document that we excited to tell you that we'll be using our new state-of-the-art electronic survey that we believe will be much more user-friendly for the surveyors, and will also allow us to generate reports after the election that will result in the identification of remedies that will be more clear-cut and manageable for everyone. We look forward to our continued collaboration with the Board of Elections, and look forward to providing fully accessible polling places in the city of Chicago. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
The state-of-the-art how, is that like an app that the
Yes, it will
people
be-
can put on their own phones?
Exactly, if they have phones or if they want to come with their own tablets. So they'll be reporting there'll be drop-down menus, you know, is this provided, is this provided, is this provided, you check off what is provided. There'll be places also to take pictures,
Right.
which will be great.
Excellent.
Yeah,
We,
looking forward to it.
excuse me, we're populating that information for them, and it's being put on their system, so it'll make it a lot easier. So we're working together on that.
Great.
Did we develop this ourselves, or?
No, Quit Free Quality did that.
Very good. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you all.
We'll go on with old business, infrastructure projects and changes in election administration. Do we have anything to report there at this time?
Not at
We're
this
a little
time.
busy. Electronic poll books, do we have anything?
No, Madam Chairwoman, everything is on track, preparations for the March election.
Okay, thank you. Voting equipment, we are still in the process of evaluating. And legislation, is there anything?
Still waiting for the General Assembly to do something.
Okay. So, on that note, we'll proceed with new business, and we are tabling the contract for furniture rental. So we'll proceed with the professional services agreement between the Board of Elections and Ronald Boyd. And I know Mr. Boyd has been with us for a long time, both formerly as an employee, but we have had contracts with
Right.
him before.
Well, this is the first time we've had a contract with Mr. Boyd.
Oh.
Ron retired early, which left us without somebody doing his service for what he was working on. And he's coming back to start training people and to also work for this upcoming election. I think it's something that's very valuable.
And the contract would be for the term January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018, at the rate of $35 per hour, not to exceed the total sum of $80,000 over the term of the agreement. Are there any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve the professional services agreement with Mr. Boyd in the amount of $35 per hour for calendar year 2018 for the preparation of the board's early voting sites, receiving stations, and polling places?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes and the contract is approved. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the contract for printing of forms, envelope signs, and handbook for the 2018 primary election. In this case, well, Laurel, do you have anything you can add to this?
I can explain how we came to this position, if you'd like. Otherwise, we're recommending that we award the contract to Lake County Press for their second sample, as opposed to the sample they originally had submitted, based off of the detailed specifications that were within the solicitation for the handbook, for the judge's handbook.
Okay, and the second sample is more of an enhanced
Correct.
Book that they would print, which was still below the bids
Correct.
that were placed.
That is correct.
Okay. Are there any questions on this? If not, is there a motion to award the printing of the 2008 primary election handbook to Lake County Press in the amount of $69,782 and this is for a term of 1 year, from December 26th, 2017 through May 31st, 2000. Well, it's not completely a year. From December 26th, 2017 through May 31st, 2018.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes and the contract is approved. Thank you. Next, we proceed with certain advisory questions that have been filed before the board for questions of public policy. And the question is the apparent conformity in accordance with the mandatory provisions of the Illinois Election Code. Mr. Lasker?
Thank you. Section 10-8 of the Election Code requires that when we receive signature petitions for ballot access purposes, whether it be for candidates or referenda, we are to certify all petitions that are in apparent conformity with the mandatory terms of the Election Code unless an objection has been filed. We did receive 35 or more different petitions for advisory referenda, and of those 35 or more, the staff has identified 5 that are not in apparent conformity, we believe, with mandatory provisions of the Election Code. So the first item under this heading is petitions that are requesting a referendum be presented to the voters in the First Ward, First Precinct. The headings of the petitions expressly state that the signers of these petitions reside in various precincts of the 46th Ward. Section 28-6B of the Election Code requires that in order to initiate a referendum by petition, you must reside in the territory where you are intending to place the referendum up for vote. So we believe that the voters of the 46th Ward are not legally authorized to initiate a referendum in the First Ward. And that's clearly stated on every petition heading. We did check that every single one of the petition headings was uniform.
Are there any questions? If not, is there a motion to find that the petition that was signed with signers from the 46th Ward to request a referendum in the First Ward is not in apparent conformity?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. The second item on the list is a referendum petition seeking a question in Ward 3, Precinct 10. Section 28-6B of the Election Code also requires that advisory referendum petitions be signed by registered voters within the territory equal in number to at least 8% of the total votes cast for candidates for governor in the preceding gubernatorial election by the voters of the precinct or precincts in the territory where the question is to be submitted. For this particular referendum petition, we go back to the 2014 gubernatorial election, and the signature requirement calculation required at least 22 signatures, but only 18 were filed.
If there are no questions, is there a motion finding that the Ward 3 Precinct 10 petition is not in apparent conformity?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
The third item is a petition seeking a referendum advisory question in Ward 4, Precinct 15. For this petition, the signature requirement was 41. There were only 39 signatures filed.
Is there a motion finding that the Ward 4 Precinct 15 petition is not in apparent conformity?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Item 4 is a petition seeking an advisory question in several precincts in Ward 22. Of those precincts, the signature calculation would be 131 signatures required. Only 122 were filed.
Is there a motion finding that the Ward 2 Precincts 5, 6, 16, 17, 20, 21, and 24 petitions are not in
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
And finally, a ward-wide referendum sought in Ward 25. The signature requirement was 754. There were only 105 signatures filed.
Is there a motion finding that the Ward 25 petitions are not in apparent conformity?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is a legal report. Mr. Lasker?
Not much to report, other than I will compliment Mr. Holliday and the electoral board staff. They're too busy actually right now to be in the room, but I am quite impressed with how things have been moving along. Our hearings do continue this week, but because we're done with our final record exam now for our Chicago cases, all the cases are sort of going to start wrapping up.
Okay.
I think that we would have another electoral board meeting this Friday.
Thank you. There is no financial report. I have received no request for public comment, and I believe there is no need for an executive session. Is that correct?
Correct.
So I will entertain a motion to adjourn to our next regularly scheduled meeting on January 23rd at 9:30 a.m. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.